Hey, 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 and hey, and hello, and hi. And you're a new member, Kamaya? Welcome. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. All right. Hey, y'all sliding up in here. Y'all sliding up in here slowly but surely. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to get yourselves composed. We got 4 books. Yeah, 4 if time allows. I might hit y'all with a little classic edition. Um, Deep diving. Hello and welcome. Oh, let me give you the proper welcome. Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It's your man D Real coming at you. It's Wednesday, so it's comics in review. We deep diving. I did 4 comic book reviews last week. Last one was last night. 4 comics, 2 from Mad Cave Studios, 1 from Dynamite, and 1 from Image. The one from Image, that's the one you wanna. That's the one we want to talk about because it's some different things going on with Image comic. Well, with this particular Image comic, Youngblood. Let's do that. After I don't know how many years, Rob Liefeld is back with a Youngblood comic. And there are so many variants of this comic. It is ridiculous. But that's Rob Liefeld. Superstar status gets you that kind of attention. Superstar status gets you that kind of leeway. Okay. And for those that don't know, because I always used to say the same thing, how in the hell is Shaft, that's the character's name, go figure, Shaft shooting a bow with no string? But I was told that it is an inertia bow. You know what? You know what? You know what? Let's do that. Okay. Shaft's bow. They don't know. Okay, I need to be more specific. Bam. Go young blood. There we go. Okay. Here is the explanation. He has razor tip and armor piercing arrows, basically Hawkeye style. He also frequently wears a targeting device on his shoulder and 1, 2, or no swords. Okay, on his back. His metal bow, here we go, has no string, but at its center is a gravity well. Thus, it functions as a linear accelerator, allowing Shaft to engage armored targets with little trouble. Huh. There you go. As explained by the man, Rob Liefeld himself. It's an inertia bow. It has a gravity well at its center. So it's able to accelerate bows a lot faster than just a drawstring arrow. Comic book science at work, y'all. Comic book science at work. Yeah, man, that's an inertia bow. That's what he do. He does an inertia bow. So yeah, but I don't think he's really what we want to focus on right now. I'm gonna wait because I got a whole bunch of stuff I want to say, and I want to get it all out to as many people as I can. There, let's do it like that. Oh, Groovy, what's up, man? Glad you could make it. Glad you could make it. Glad you up in the building. I always appreciate your presence, brother. Thank you for showing up tonight. And my man Kamoyo King, as well as those other 3-4 people. That's kind of like, I don't want to come in and say nothing because I'm concerned that this man might not. Anyway, we ain't gonna do it. You know what? F it. I'm gonna go ahead and start. Get in where you fit in, damn it. You knew what time it was. Youngblood. That's the back cover. This the cover I got. Shaft ain't got no problem putting an arrow in somebody. But never mind. I ain't gonna do that. Hey, Grandmother. How you doing? I'm glad you made it. So glad you made it. All right. Youngblood. By the way, this book was written and drawn by Rob Liefeld. This book was sold out before it hit the stands. Well, apparently it wasn't sold out when I got it, because when I went to go get my copy of Youngblood, there was a crap ton of them in there. So, debatable. But anyway, one thing off top, well, if y'all know me, and I know that the Rock With Me Nation does, y'all know I was the biggest stickler of Rob Liefeld's art. Why? The man cannot draw he couldn't draw an asymmetrical body to save his freaking life. Yet made millions of dollars, well, I guess millions, drawing comic books. Tell me America ain't a great place. Tell me America ain't a great place. What up, Theo? What up, my guy? We getting ready to get into Youngblood, dog. We getting ready to get into Youngblood. First, let me say, I liked the salute to Image Comics that he did on the splash page with Savage Dragon, Ripclaw, Shadowhawk, and Spawn. Those characters' creators were the founders of Image Comics. Not a lot of melanin in Image Comics, but through our guy Joe Elledge, we are working on that. Hopefully, Bloodletter will become a fixture in the Image universe. We shall see. But anyway, I guess Youngblood is supposed to be like the Image universe's version of the Avengers. They're the high-profile team. They're the team that everybody sees. Cool. So we got that splash page right there. And the core members, at least the strike team, consist of course, the leader, Shaft, Die Hard, one of my favorite Youngblood characters, Vogue, Chapel, the original murderer of Al Simmons before he became Spawn. But then now it's him and Jessica Priest. Go figure. And then, of course, the man-child in the back, or if you prefer, the Ben Grimm ripoff, Bad Rock. So they're going on a mission to land on a ship, or rather to infiltrate it. The ship is called the Megalodon. We all know what a megalodon is. It's a prehistoric shark. And that's the boat right there. It has a character on there by the name of Xerxes. Yeah. He's wearing gold too. But again, that's one splash page, two splash page, third splash page in this comic. I think Rob is trying to drive the point home. My drawing style changed up a little bit. My characters are somewhat symmetrical now. See? And that's why I got Bad Rock in the back, because he works well that way. Yabba dabba doom. Bad Rock. Because they got sued for the Bedrock thing. This Xerxes fella ain't no scrub. Because when they go in to deal with Xerxes, or should I say, attempt to deal with Xerxes, they send their boy Bad Rock. And he gets as good as he gives. Xerxes is that level of strength. He can draw blood from a rock. I like the symmetry of that. And speaking of symmetry, it looked like Rob, it's getting better. I'm not mad at the way the art looks. Put it like that. Now, if you can keep it looking like this, Rob. Also, my biggest question was, are we going to get some cameos from somebody besides the Youngblood characters? When last time you saw that guy? When last time you saw him? Image's Superman analog, Supreme. Now I forget the gal's name, and I know the dude. I think the kid's name is Kid Supreme. You know what? Anytime I think of Supreme, I think about Supreme. Okay. All right. Supreme. All right. Supreme was a character printed in Image Comics. And he is introduced in issue 3 of Rob Liefeld's Youngblood Limited series as a flip book story. But essentially, he's Superman. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Kid Supreme. Yeah, see? Suprema. That's her name. Suprema. Supreme, Kid Supreme, and Suprema. I guess what Rob is trying to say is that the names Superman, Supergirl, and Superboy sound silly. So if we can accept Superman, Supergirl, and Superboy, we should be able to accept Supreme, Suprema, and Kid Supreme. So this Xerxes basically is savvy enough and powerful enough to hold Youngblood at bay. And Youngblood has to call in the cavalry, which comes in the form of the triple S's. I like that. I like how I shortened and abbreviated that. The triple S's. Yes, the triple S's are coming in to kind of try to spank some behind. We gonna see what if nothing else. I want to see issue 2 to see how Supreme gets down with Xerxes, because Bad Rock, my man got handled. First, sorry, there we go. Why how to do this? First, he beats the brakes off Bad Rock's ass. That image right there, I don't know if you pick somebody up by their arm, I don't think they would be. Got to work on that, Robert. And he just beats the brakes off of Bad Rock. Just beats the brakes off of him. Drags his ass over to the edge and literally makes him walk the plank. So yeah, issue 1, not a good look for Youngblood, because they only one issue in and they already need backup. That is not a good sign for Youngblood, but it is a great sign for Rob Liefeld because he's doing some storytelling. Robert, I think you're going to be okay, bro. You learn to draw. You got a good story unfolding. I likes, I approves today. You go back to drawing that asymmetrical shit, we gonna have a falling out again. Because, it was like, oh my goodness, I ain't trying. What my man say? His daughter say, no shade. But we had to suffer through a lot of your art, bro. Even when you was working for Marvel and you was doing New Mutants, I'm like, what's up with the dude drawing this? I mean, if I could get in to a comic book company and drawing with subpar drawing skills, and Rob Liefeld has no official drawing experience. I'm gonna say that again. The guy who drew this comic book has no official art experience. Well, I say earlier, America is a great effing country. You could just walk up and say, I want to draw. Well, in certain instances. But, I mean, Rob Liefeld is a perfect example of ain't nothing stopping you but you. So what are you going to do? This is a comic book deep dive, so I'm not going to get too inspirational. We got Gatchaman, we got Space Ghost, and we got Racer X. Which one would you like to dive into next? I'm going to let you, the Rock With Me Nation, decide. Which one should we dive into next? And I see a few people that pulled up in here. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button. Y'all go ahead and say hi. You know, that I don't know if that's Rock With Me Nation, them 10 that's sitting in the back. But come on in, say hey, say what's up. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Come on, yo, say Gatchaman. Okay. Okay. Alrighty then. We will slip this baby up out the sleeve. Give you people just what you need. Hey, that rhymed. Bars. Gatchaman. Number 14. Sam Humphries and Chris Bautista. You know what I did? You know what I did today? You know what I did today? I watched the Gatchaman OVA movie from 1994. To me, outside of the Battle of the Planets and the Gatchaman series originally from 1972, that is the best rendition of Gatchaman I have seen today. It was very respectful of the source material. They even tapped into two of the most popular mechs on Battle of the Planets, the giant Terrapin, aka Turtle King, and the Dragon King. But it was good because they told Joe's backstory and all that, blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. But here's what's happening right now. Gatchaman is fighting an army. The beholders over there looking at me. An army of killer whale mechs. Sam Humphries. Wow. If I wasn't so put off by it, I would be like, that's probably one of the stupidest ideas I've ever heard in my life. But yo, Pete, a mech that shoots a missile out of its mouth. And the Galactor have about a couple hundred of them. And they are trying to destroy the Gatchaman base with them. So naturally, Gatchaman has to infiltrate the Galactor base. I like the name Spectra better. I don't know why. I like them to be called Spectra. I liked that imagery of them, just ripping by guards and the guards don't see them. Because like I said, I watched the Gatchaman OVA today, and when they run by, I be like, and that was a very cool effect. And that's what that's reminiscent of. They are literally, y'all, they are literally science bird ninjas with gadgets and tricks. They are literally flying, gliding, leaping ninjas. That's how you got to look. Frame it like that, and the things that they do will make more sense. Okay? What else we got? Oh, yeah. The Neo Blackbirds. The Neo Blackbirds were on the Gatchaman OVA. I believe that's where they came from. Shouts out to you, Mr. Humphries, for digging deep into the mythos and pulling the Neo Blackbirds out. But he went one step further and made them the Gatchaman B team. So that meant that if Ken, Joe, June, Jinpei, and Ryu go down, these were the cats that was going to take over. So you telling me these cats that just straight up turned traitor was the B team? Of course that's what it was, because I did a video about it. The previous video before this one was about them betraying Gatchaman and becoming the Neo Blackbirds, and they had to kill people to become the Neo Blackbirds. They wanted shine. Let me take this off. They wanted shine so bad they were willing to unalive people for it. We gonna off them so we can be our own A-team. Think about that. Do you want to do something that bad? Do you want to have something that bad that you willing to? I mean, this is comics world, so that's a very commonplace thing. But the B team was that petty. The B team was that petty. They often mugs to get shine. I ain't gonna front though. They jet is tight. I ain't gonna lie, that jet is tight. It what my man used to say on the Proud Family. It's tight. It's tight. Let me black that black guy out so you get a good look at that. That's reminiscent of the X jet. You know what I'm saying? But they got Galactor symbols on it, so you know what I'm saying? They letting you know we Galactor. So Gatchaman infiltrates this base, takes out a few people, get to the control room where the killer whale mechs are controlled from. And they do what Gatchaman do. They blow shit up. Gatchaman does that. They blow stuff up. And then barely escape from the explosion. Maybe y'all should blow. And they did that same thing on the OVA. They set the bomb for 10 minutes. And they were all in different places in the base. And they all had to get back to the Phoenix in 10 minutes before it exploded. They be cutting it close, dog. They be cutting it close. But somebody shot the Phoenix down. Now, here's the thing. I thought that the God bird, the Phoenix, was made of indestructible metal. Now, how could it be blown up if it's made of indestructible metal? But it didn't get blown up. It just got shot. It got shot and it got damaged and it went down. So when they go down, they get out to investigate who did it. And lo and behold, it's the Neo Blackbirds. Look at Mara. And she's standing there like, oh, I got some stuff now. We got something for y'all. You see, they've been brainwashed. And they think Gatchaman is the bad guys. So they think they're doing a service for somebody. Well, look at them. At least they decided to, put some color in the crew. They got a brother in the crew. One of the Neo Blackbirds, but he gonna get it handed to him just like everybody else gonna get it handed to him. That's just how it goes down. You can't beat Gatchaman. So now comes the burning question. Why? Oh, why did the B team go over? Why? I mean, it's a story as old as comics themselves. That's how you get an arch enemy. Think about it. Most people who have like a arch foe that's just like a arch foe is somebody who was once either a friend or ally of the protagonist. Think about it. Reed Richards and Victor Von Doom went to college together. Superman and Lex Luthor, originally, at least in the 1940s anyway, were homies. See what I'm getting at? And I can name you at least about 5-10 more where the situation is just like that. It was a hero, or it used to be a hero, or they used to be a good guy, or they used to have a different mindset. And then what my man say? We're all just one bad day away from being the villain. Why don't people understand that? The example that I put on that the most is the movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas. Remember the Falling Down movie with Michael Douglas where he found like a cache of guns and was just going around with guns like, hey, I'm a shoot at or shoot everybody to say something crazy to me. God Phoenix is a dope name for a jet. Ill Will. I knew what you meant. Yeah. I think, I ain't sure. I think I got a couple. That's just who I am. And I've come to accept it. People either adore me or they hate my effing guts. And there has never been no two ways about it with me. That's just the person. As far back as I can remember, like middle school, I was irritating, I was antagonizing, but I was also lovable and macadocious. So it was like, I don't know. Human nature. I don't know. Anyways, though, the Gatchaman series is it's developing very well, I must say, and I am exceedingly thankful to Sam Humphries and Chris Batista for the story that they are collaboratively telling, as well as Buddy Bedoin. Let's say yay to my man Buddy Bedoin. Buddy Bedoin is inking his little heart out. Okay, and y'all tell me, is Buddy doing his job? He's the inker. I think Buddy doing his job. What y'all think? Yes, Buddy doing his thing. You know what? I'm gonna have to dig out my my Battle of the Planet series from Image Comics. I don't know where it is. Well, I do know where it is, but I know it's gonna be like I'm gonna have to get a shovel for real and dig them books out. But they were pretty good reads, and they were pretty they stuck pretty close to the source material as well. You say, Buddy handling business, Buddy Bedoin. You know what? Let's go to I like saying his name. His name is just it's so bouncy. Buddy Bedoin, doing, doing. I don't know. I don't know. It's just something about his name. I don't know this. Anyway, Gray pulls up for the chat. Let's go. Let's do Racer X next. Let's do Racer. Unless y'all had something y'all wanted to add to Gatchaman, I'm gonna move on to Racer X. Issue number 3. Oh, now here's something I need. Look, it's Buddy Bedoin again. Buddy Bedoin stay busy over there at Man Cave. Anyway, the Racer X, where it says, see what it says right there? They ain't playing. From the world of Speed Racer, it literally is telling the same story that's going on in the Speed Racer comic, but from a different vantage point. You see what I'm saying? So you get the Great Alpine Race from Speed's perspective. Speed is on the racetrack, having a meltdown, spazzing out, until Racer X pulls up on him and says, get it together. Oh, come on, you got a story. Just wondering about the Neo Blackbird ship and its capabilities. On to Racer X. We haven't seen yet. All I know is they may or may not have been responsible for shooting the Godbird down. So we'll see in issue 15, because it looked like Gatchaman, Neo Blackbirds, only one walking out. Now, on to Racer X. Here we see a picture on the cover of Racer X with his mask off. Soak it in. It's rare. Racer X ain't real disfigured per se, but he is disfigured enough to where, yeah, you should probably keep the mask off. But it don't seem to have affected his love life, as we found out. Anyways, though, in the Great Alpine Race meeting room, there was something that went down where the sponsors and people in charge of the Great Alpine Race are like, damn, Speed Racer is winning races like 95 going south. We got to do something about him. And if any of my people in the Rock With Me Nation have ever watched a Racer X cartoon, you know exactly what the Great Alpine Race Committee is doing. The fix is in. So in other words, they hiring freelancers, $1 million to anybody who could take out Speed Racer. And believe me, they try. But they're not counting on two things. I'll show you what those two things are in a minute. Let's talk about Racer X's car, the Shooting Star. Now, we know that in the anime, Shooting Star had a top. It had Shooting Star had her brains blown out. But this particular Shooting Star, they like, F a race. We ain't waiting on no race. We taking Racer X's butt out now. We ain't waiting for him to get in the race. What you talking about? And they do indeed succeed in wrecking a Shooting Star. Not the Shooting Star. Racer X self-driving mode is experiencing technical difficulties. So there was a dummy in the car the whole time they were shooting and blasting, because we know the Shooting Star got gadgets and tricks and stuff, and they wouldn't have just got took out like that. Where is Racer X for real? The Great Alpine Race, dummy. Racing with Speed Racer and Kim Jugger. That name, bro. Speed Racer don't care nothing about names. They just... Oh, and then there's Hell Kitten. Hell Kitten is somebody who has an origin story similar to Racer X. Rex Racer decided he wanted to leave home because he wanted to race. He went and raced for the car acrobatic team. He was unwilling to unalive people, and so they tried to unalive him. But not really. They just wanted to teach him a lesson. Guess what they wanted to do? They wanted to teach Rex a lesson. And Rex decided, I'm going to teach you MRFers a lesson. Now, Hell Kitten lost a hand. But trust me, baby girl ain't handicapped in no way, shape, or form. What you say, Rex? I made you look. He did. He made him look, didn't he? And the thing I like about Racer X is his car got gadgets too. And you know what? That never got played up enough in the original Speed Racer anime. It was just, we knew Racer X's car could jump and do things like that, but here we got Racer X's top a flip down, so when a car he can go behind him and scoop him like so. See, Racer X, the whole problem, he coming through there with shoveling cars out the way. You know what I mean? So, meanwhile, you see Hell Kitten down there. She ain't stressing. And drinking the soda with her hook. See that? She is not handicapped. She drinking a soda or a big gulp or whatever the heck that is. And she's unbothered. Anyways, while this is going down, Speed is on Kim Jugger's bumper, literally. See? He on Kim Jugger's bumper. That isn't just an expression. He's on Kim Jugger's bumper. Meanwhile, Hell Kitten, they worried about Hell Kitten because she got some sticky stuff on her wheels. Whatever. I guess it's to use to drive up the side of a mountain. Why does Hell Kitten need to drive up the side of a mountain? Because one of them people that want that cool million is capping at Speed Racer. But I guess the Mach 5 is fast enough to outdistance him. And again, there's Racer X shoveling somebody else. Now, Hell Kitten done got to a vantage point. With a bazooka. Still, very casual, very nonchalant, blowing bubbles and whatnot, like Jubilee or somebody. Oh, Juju in here. Hey, what's up, Juju? Potter Danger, welcome to the chat. The Mach 5 is indeed built to win the race. Shooting Star is built to attack and defend by any means necessary. Yeah, because he's got a grappling hook. He's got a lot of gadgets in there that seem defensive and offensive, whereas Speed Racers are more. Yeah, I agree, Kamoyo. I agree. Was he trying to blow up the Mach 5? No, she wasn't trying to blow up the Mach 5. Well, I'll let you know what she was doing in a second. You say she aura farming, Gray? she farming for something, but I don't think it's aura. Meanwhile, Speed takes the lead on Kim Jugger. But if you have been reading Speed Racers comic, also by Mad Cave Studios, and written by my man David Pepos and drawn by David Tinto, you would know that before the Great Alpine Race, Dante Furno sent someone in to sabotage the Mach 5. So all this time, the Mach 5 has been dripping brake fluid. But we know about that if we have been keeping up with Speed Racer Comic. I got a video on it. It's the most recent video for Speed Racer. Go to, well, you're on my page, but go find the video for Speed Racer number 4, and it links in directly with this comic right here. Far as Hell Kitten, not only does she know the identity of Racer X, she done had her some Racer X. You dig? Yeah. She said, I know who you are, Rex. And then they just start busting slobs. So, okay, Hell Kitten's on the team. Cool. We can use a crazy broad with a bazooka on the squad. Hey, that rhymed. We could use a crazy broad with a bazooka on the squad. Anyway, so even Racer X knew Speed's car is dripping brake fluid. And as we saw at the end of Speed Racer's comic, he spent out. So there he goes. There goes Speed Racer. Wait a second, boy, Kitty missing that Rex. Or Rex is missing that Kitty. I have always thought that Racer X was the coolest thing on the Speed Racer cartoon. Even the guy who does his voice, that voice was just, you know what I'm saying? Speed, you know. He went from being a little brother to being his brother to being just this mysterious thugged out cat that was just beating the brakes off folks. And from what I understand, Racer X ain't no little dude. You know what I'm saying? Racer X standing like 6'3", 6'4". He ain't no small dude. So when you see Racer X is a whole presence. You know what I mean? And he got a much nicer uniform than what he was, or suit than what he was wearing in the anime. Because my man just looked like he had on pajamas and a mask. But I get it. That was 1965 and all of that. So there wasn't really a whole lot of thought that went into, why am I racing in my pajamas? And why am I racing in a car with the brains blown out? I probably shouldn't be doing that, It's especially the kind of racing they do. They got mugs with hammers on the field and saws and guns. And I want to be covered. I don't want my top out and have to deal with all of that tomfoolery. But yeah. Racer X, Speed Racer, Racer X. If you want to get the full story or you want to get a different perspective on the same story, collect both books, because Speed Racer's comic will tell you things about the Great Alpine Race that Racer X's comic won't, and vice versa. So I suggest you pick them both up if you want to get the full Monty of what full Monty? What's with all these naked jokes? Anyway, just full discernment about what is going on in the world, in the Speed Racer universe. There we go. Now, I am going to count to 7. And then I am going to go into the last book that I am going, well, maybe not. I might hit y'all with if we don't take up too much time. I might give y'all a little bonus shot. I might give y'all a little bonus shot. But this is the business right here. That cover, by the way, is that's fire. That's fire. We say Camoyo Racer X and Danger Diabolique had similar aesthetics. Do you recommend Danger Diabolique? Because I certainly recommend this book. Space Ghost, he wasn't playing in this book. He's like, y'all try to blow me up. Y'all had me floating out in space, unconscious. Now I'm angry. and I'm coming to hurt more than somebody's feelings. So here is how the story of Space Ghost number 5. This is how we get to Space Ghost number 5. All right, get ready. More goofy names. All right. The Crystalline Empire and the Space Sharks. Yeah, the Space Sharks have been enemies for centuries. And they wanted to broker peace. All of this occurred in Space Ghost number 4. They wanted to broker a treaty of peace between the two planets. The Space Sharks live on the planet Liquo. Wow, we really tapping into that mythos, ain't we? The Space Sharks are ruled by a big king shark looking dude named King Remora. And King Remora was actually threatening to eat Jace if he didn't tell him who attempted to assassinate him and Emperor Glassdoor. Don't believe me? Excuse me. Sorry. Boom. Don't tell her like King Shark. And that's his man right there, Piranor. Piranor is hanging out with the Space Sharks? Okay. It's the planet Liquo, right? Let's go with it. Okay. But Jace is brave in the face of danger. Because if you looking this in your face, that's in your face, and they tell you speak truthfully and perhaps you'll spend your remaining days rotting in prison, but if you lie, you won't live long enough to see dessert. Ooh. And he basically tells King Remora the story. He got there after the assassin had left and left his gun sitting there. And when the guards pulled up, Jace was over there. So it's like, that would have been a good time to go on Inviso power, Jace. But that wouldn't have moved the needle now, would it? Okay. And my man is talking about breath mints and talking about how Piranor breath stink and all of that type of stuff. And it's like, dude, you gonna mess around and get 8. But they don't eat him. They just smack him around a little bit and leave him on the ground. So, and he's already in a cell, so he ain't going nowhere. What's the problem? Anywho, again, like I said, the Crystalline Empire launched a weapon at the planet Liquo, a planet-killing weapon. But Space Ghost managed to divert it, hurt himself in the process. Of course, he's the hero. He always hurts himself. And he floating out in space, unconscious. He wakes up to Jan on the radio. Now, what Jan decides she needs to do is track down who it was that fired the shot at Remora and Glassdoor. So she goes to this seedy, most Isley looking ass bar and does her best impression of the man with no name from the Fistful of Dollars series. And folks don't believe Jan, because I mean, look at Jan. I mean, Jan come up in the spot. Let's be honest. Even with a gun, I'm not intimidated by that. You know what I'm saying? And neither were they. Until Jan said, bitch, don't you know I work for Space Ghost? You better cut that shit out. Jan ain't no punk, bruh. Jan ain't no punk. Jan was like, what? Y'all thought I was going to come up in here and I couldn't handle mine? Jan can handle hers. When I did this video, when I did the review, somebody in the comments said, is Jan's last name Wick? I like that. That was clever. Anyways, guess who else ain't playing? Space Ghost came to Glassdoor's planet and it sounds just like something Space Ghost would say on the cartoon. Check it. All right, you gleaming tyrant, you took your best shot. Now it's my turn. Gary Owens. Gary Owens always has been and always will be the voice of Space Ghost. For me, rest in power, Mr. Owens. Anyways, they banging. He going for it. Glassdoor got him like a Thanos type weapon. And Space Ghost like, boy, you could get these power bands. And what happens? And what happens when you heat up glass? Is that where we was going with it? Now, think about it. King Remora thinks Space Ghost and his young cohorts had something to do with the assassination attempt. But lo and behold, Space Ghost is fighting Emperor Glassdoor on Glassdoor's planet. Piranor is aware of this, and he lets Remora know. And Remora's like, you know what? Don't trip. I got some of my troops on Glassdoor's planet, and he tried to blow up my planet. So now we're going to do something to his planet. They have been warned for hundreds of years. That's how people who've been warned for hundreds of years do to each other. See, he like, notify the stealth submarine. Tell them to launch the weapon on my signal. Yeah, they coming. They coming. They coming. Now, while Glassdoor and Space Ghost fight, it's a beautiful fight, by the way, because Space Ghost does that when he tries to crystallize his hand. And that does make sense. Energy inside of a prism. Dumb idea, Glassdoor. Shouldn't do that. Anyways, they launch the weapon, and what the weapon does is create a tsunami. And for those of you who do not know what a tsunami is basically an earthquake underwater. Now, when you have an earthquake underwater that causes, you got things shifting underwater that causes an upheaval, which makes a wave rise. And when the wave rises, it comes down in populated areas. I think that's what the space sharks are trying to do to Glassdoor's planet. But of course, you mess with Space Ghost. But guess what? Jan found the dude that did the shooting. And shot his ass. You better calm down and tell me what. Jan was totally a goon in this issue. Jan got that little big gun, a jetpack, Inviso power, and chutzpah. You know what I'm saying? She came in and put hands on everybody. And he snitched too. Who's the culprit? Of course, y'all knew, right? Chancellor Piranor. Y'all knew that, right? I mean, I knew when I saw him as Remora's chancellor because Piranor is a Space Ghost bad guy in the series. See, it pays to watch Space Ghost. So maybe, just maybe, y'all should go and check out Space Ghost. And then when you read this comic, you'll have a little more clarity about the characters and even some of the situations, because a lot of the characters in this comic have appeared either in the original Space Ghost series or Space Stars, which ran for one season from 1980 to 1981 and featured Space Ghost, the Herculoids, Team Force, Astro, and the Space Mutts. Oh, and Space Ace. What can I say? Watched a lot of tunes in my time. But anyways, back to the ghosts. All right. Here comes the tsunami. Here comes Space Ghost fighting the tsunami. We knew he was going to come up with some kind of energy blast or some kind of power or something to turn this tsunami on its butt and save Glassdoor's planet, even though he didn't deserve it because he was trying to blow stuff up and do people dirty. Now, meanwhile, everything went left. So Chancellor Piranor sees his opportunity and he's going to literally try to stab King Remora in the back. Lucky Jace got sprung out of jail by Jan before that happened. And Jace was able to save the day. Piranor said, Remora ain't a good king. You just letting punk stuff happen to us, and we don't like that. So we need to replace you. Space Ghost pulls up with Glassdoor. Und the peace treaty goes forth. And now I can hear that Space Ghost music when, you know, the wrap up space. Yeah, that Space Ghost music that says, all right, the episode's almost over and somebody's about to tell a corny ass joke or something's about to happen or Blip's getting ready to do something goofy. But that's what's happening. And so the kids on Glassdoor's planet want to fly on jetpacks. Hey, Jan and Jace got jetpacks. Can we fly with your jetpacks? Me, I'd have been like, nah. But, you know, let's broker peace, shall we? And he said, y'all need to keep it in the stratosphere. Also, there's a little epilogue. Piranor is in the dungeons of Liquo. And somebody comes by and says, yo, you failed to do what you were supposed to do. So Tempest, the Time Master, see, there's an overreaching villain in all of this. So we got to stay tuned for Tempest, the Time Master. Basically, Tempest is the Space Ghost version of Kang. So there you go. They smoked little Piranor, zapped him. Left his ass a skeleton. He like a little toad. Yeah, they burnt his butt up. And when Tempest makes his move against Space Ghost, he'll never see us coming. Next, The Night of the Space Vampires. So Space Ghost is going to be fighting vampires next issue? I'm in. I'm down like 4 flat freaking tires. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Let me refresh the comments. Let me say a pause worthy issue for sure. Oh, shit. He say Jan looking like MCU Shuri. Little, frail, tiny, strip of a girl. But yeah, you're right. She wasn't having it. She was throwing arm bars and shooting at people. Just like I said, somebody was like Jan Wick. She coming through kicking butt and taking names, and she ain't got no bubble gum. All righty, y'all. I am waiting for the next issue. Now, let me check. Let me check. Okay, so boom. When? Okay, I guess Battle Beast number 7 has not dropped yet. Yeah, from what I can see, no, hasn't dropped yet. So we'll be waiting for Battle Beast. That is the one I want to bring y'all next because it was going down. It was going down in Battle Beast. Battle Beast finally squared up with the Juggernaut, who is the sister of the Colossus. Robert Kirkman apparently wants to get in on the fun that Marvel and DC have stealing one another's characters. Okay. So, the Juggernaut and the Colossus are brother and sister. They basically just go around effing up planets and eating the people on those planets. The Juggernaut and the Colossus, they found a planet to chill on, but Juggernaut tricked Colossus and trapped him off world. We know Battle Beast freed him, and we thought he had killed him. Colossus is probably going to be coming back and looking for revenge, definitely against Battle Beast, because Battle Beast took his arm and ate it and made a sword out of his fingernail and messed him up pretty bad. So yes, he will definitely be looking for revenge against Battle Beast as well as revenge against his sister, the Juggernaut. Meanwhile, and I'm giving y'all an update. I'm bringing y'all up to speed, basically. Prince Salaka, the computer and Battle Beast, went to Prince Salaka's home planet of Fantania because Battle Beast wanted to confront the Juggernaut. As we well know, he is trying to find an opponent worthy enough to unalive him. That, in and of itself, is crazy to me. But he squares up with her. They have a fight, and she isn't able to finish Battle Beast off. And so she just takes him and tosses him real far away. Did you think that was going to kill Battle Beast? Even though he had been impaled and beat down and all of that, he got up. I still ain't gone. So He's going to be mad at the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut is at home licking her wounds. Colossus is mad at the Juggernaut. Colossus is mad at Battle Beast. I need to see the next couple issues of Battle Beast coming up to see who does what to who. But I guarantee you it's going to be over the top and gratuitous. Every single issue of Battle Beast has been gratuitous. Something that is like high level gore ends up happening to somebody in literally every single issue. And Battle Beast is mad reminiscent in a way to me, and y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, of Conan the Barbarian. Thok, that's Battle Beast's real name. Thok has this kind of mentality where he's like, okay, I'm murking everybody unless somebody is tough enough to murk me. Battle Beast kind of ratchet that way, huh? He's looking for a fight. He's always looking for a fight. And we know that Battle Beast's story is being told retroactively. Because we already know what Battle Beast's fate is. We know how he ends up. And if you don't know how he ends up, then you need to read Invincible and find out how Battle Beast ended up. But yeah, up until that point, we will get adventures of Battle Beast pre his encounter with Viltrumites and Grand Regent Thrag. So yeah, what you say, Kamoyo? Very Conan, even up to the part where he got a sword, huh? Yeah, he's mad Conan. He you know, and that's how Conan is. Conan like, I don't care. Let's go. You did what? My sword says different. And that's exactly how Battle Beast is. I don't like you talking. Shut up. That's kind of stuff Conan say to people. You talk too much, go to bed. So yeah, I am totally on board for Battle Beast. Or whatever may come. I'm here for it. Same thing with Space Ghost. Ryan Otley, Robert Kirkman, thank y'all for doing Battle Beast. Keep doing it. Dave Peppos, Jonathan Lau, y'all keep doing Space Ghost. Mark Russell and Nuno Plati. I love that name, Nuno Plati. Y'all keep doing the excellent work y'all are doing on Racer X. And of course, my man, Sam Humphreys and Chris Batista on Gatchaman. Now, as my younger brother Theo always likes to say, we are here for a good time, but not for a long time. And as I look at my Gucci and check my Swatch watch, I see we've been here for an hour and 15 minutes, and we done ran through 4, well, kind of like 5 issues already. I will be hitting my LCS probably sometime this weekend. Oh, that Black Friday madness is going to be. Yo, me and Theo going to do a Black Friday show. And that's what I wanted to tell y'all too. Also, this Thursday, I will not be doing a Thursday live. I repeat, I will not be doing a Thursday live. However, I will be bringing you content. I will be bringing you my perennial Thanksgiving video. The true origins of Thanksgiving. Because I believe people need to know. You need to know what the hell it is you're celebrating. Why are you putting all the damn focus on the turkey? Underdig. Yep, we will be bringing you a Friday vibing for sure. I already sent you the link, Theo. Right? You should already. Yeah, because I'm trying to get ahead and get organized about some things so I can dedicate some more time to finishing up this video. Y'all, my wife did some voice work and it is mwah. If you have ever played Diablo 4 and you have ever heard that Lilith talk, because I played a lot of Diablo 4 and the, you know what I'm saying, in the cinemas and all of that, and she sit and watch me while I'm playing. She done picked up on Lilith's voice. She got that shit down pat, bro. So y'all gonna be pleasantly surprised by the video. So you know what? I think it's probably high time that I get on that. What, Theo, what you say, dog? My mother-in-law is not letting me anywhere near social media tomorrow. Well, my daughter's coming through, and she's bringing her feller. So, you know, I gotta do like the dad on Players Club. I gotta be him tomorrow. I'm gonna be him for a little bit. I ain't gonna be him for the whole time. I'm gonna be him for a little bit. He bringing a dish. He cooking. He from Memphis, y'all, and I know he gonna want to one day have like the barbecue battle with me, because they always be Memphis barbecue and Texas barbecue and Carolina barbecue. Y'all don't know nothing about that Kansas City barbecue. Boy, I keep seasonings and blends and stuff for smoking, and boy, y'all don't know. Don't play with me. I'm not having barbecue tomorrow. I'm actually having pork chops and ham. That's gonna be the, you know what I'm saying, the centerpiece. And your boy, yes, I do hold it down for holiday dinners. So when you want to, if I put some pictures of the grub or the spread on social media or something like that, no. Yeah, boy. Anyways, come on, you'll say perfect time for everyone to catch up on all of this brother's videos. What my man and them said. What my mans and them said. Matter of fact, I might run some oldies and goodies for y'all, man. But so stay tuned. What you say? Let him know. Come on, yo. You gonna hold him upside down? Yeah, I'm gonna have to call Ashanti, man. You you a problem, dog. But you know what? You need a cat like that on your squad. You need a cat like that on your squad. You need a cat that's gonna crash out, and you need a cat that's gonna crash out. Thank you for being that cat, my brothers. All right, y'all. So that about do it. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish editing this video. Hopefully, I will. Because what happened? I had it done. I had it done, and when I was exporting it, we had a problem exporting, and it dropped everything. So I got a plan for that, and I don't think I'll take as long tonight. So be looking for that. I don't know what order they're going to come in, because I'm doing one, Theo's doing one, Mr. Smith. I don't know what order they're going to come in, but maybe, I don't know, whoever goes up first will determine who goes up second or whatever. I don't know. But y'all stay tuned for them little videos. They're going to be coming your way real soon because we've been putting in work for them. But look here, y'all. I appreciate y'all pulling up for the deep dive. I'm gonna have another deep dive next week. Hopefully Battle Beast drop, man, because I really want to I need to see what was going on with that. But look here, y'all. I appreciate the Rock With Me Nation. I appreciate the Rock With Me Nation. Did I say I appreciate the Rock With Me Nation? Thank y'all for coming out, pulling up, and hanging out with a brother and learning about these comics. But that's it for now, y'all. Fret not. I'll be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other. Your boy is Sal.